Well, first of all, you have to step back a second and talk about confidence for people that are in the military. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your teammates. That's what makes our military strong, is we have self-confidence and we have confidence in our teammates. That serves us extremely well. So when we get out, we're confident. We can do this, okay? Like, we got this, and no worries. But then you step back sometimes and you go, wait a minute. This is finding a job. Finding a job? I've been getting a paycheck. I've been getting health care. I've been getting, they tell me what to do and, where to go and everything else like this. And now I have to choose where I'm going to live. I'm going to choose the company I'm going to join, the kind of work, the place I'm going to live. Whoa, 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 whoa. And it can be very overwhelming. So you have this strange dichotomy, this mix of super, on average, much more confident soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines than when they came in the military, of course, getting out into the marketplace and having this self-confidence on average, but then running into something that's totally different than what they've experienced before. So, as you can imagine, that can be sometimes a challenge for people that are normally very self-confident, running into an environment that's not quite like anything they've seen before. I love this concept of this emotional roller coaster. So everyone's saying, oh man, I'm getting out, I'm getting out. Oh, thank goodness the military's behind me, right? Like, finally, take this uniform off, right? And so you're all excited, and the emotions are up. It's like, I'm all excited about getting out and everything like that, and going home or whatever I'm going to do. And then you're at the top of that roller coaster, and then you kind of you're starting to say, oh, wait a minute, wait, where am I going to work? Where's my next paycheck coming from? Wait, how am I paying the rent? I have some savings, but wait a minute, that's only going to last me a couple of months maybe, or whatever. Like, wait, what? And then you say, oh, no problem. I'm going to put in my resume a few places. No problem. I can get that job. So you throw out your resume and you don't get any response. And then you put out a few more and you don't get any response. And all that enthusiasm you had about getting out starts to go down the next hill, the roller coaster, and you're going, oh crap, why, hey, I'm good. Why am I not getting any responses here? Now, don't get me wrong. Some of you are going to get a job instantly. Like, you don't even blink. And thank goodness. 80% of you may not be quite so lucky to get something so quickly. That's okay. So I'm really addressing this roller coaster for the people who have not yet secured that opportunity. So you put out a few more resumes and you don't hear anything. And you go to monster.com and wherever, and you put out 50 resumes. And then your emotions start to get lower and lower and lower. And it's like, oh my goodness, I'm never going to get a job. I'm just doing it. I'm going to be working at an hourly, fast food restaurant just to pay the bills and the minimum. Oh my goodness, this is not what I wanted to do. Well, at some point, you're going to hit a bottom, the bottom of the roller coaster. And you're going to start to go back up, as you're basically going to say, okay, I got to find a job. No kidding, I got to pay the bills. And you start talking to people and you start getting some help and you start listening to these videos, okay? And all of a sudden you have more hope and your emotions will start going up again. And in fact, the more help, the more assistance you get, you're going to gain the self-confidence, and you're going to know that you just don't blanket the internet with your resumes, that you start talking to people. That's called networking, and that's where 98% of the jobs are, through talking with people. And your self-confidence will increase until you find that next job. So again, when you first get out, I can do this, I got this, and your emotions are high, and then slowly you start going over that edge. I'm only trying to paint this picture. It's completely normal. It's completely normal. Do not be put off by this, and anticipate that if you don't have that job right away, it could happen. It can happen where you can feel pretty bad. So, but don't worry, we're here, we're going to help you. You are not alone. Thousands of veterans get out every single month. Thousands, not hundreds, not a dozen, thousands of soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. And guess what? With those thousands, there are also literally dozens and dozens of agencies and organizations that are there to help you if you seek them out and ask for their assistance. So number one, you're not alone. Never think you're alone. Okay. And by the way, hundreds of thousands of veterans have gone before you, and they're out there to help you as well. Because veterans will help take care of veterans, and don't forget that. Okay. Number two, talk with your spouses or friends, particularly with those that have gotten out before you. Who do you know? What did you experience? What should I do? What should I not do? So talk to your friends who got out 6 months ago, a year ago, I don't care, 5 years ago. Talk to your friends that have already been out there in the world so you can learn from what their mistakes and also how they succeeded. Third item, identify 3 or 4 transition buddies to compare notes and to go through it with. So if you're getting out of a major military base somewhere, look, there's going to be people that are in the same TAP class with you. Make friends with them and say, look, if you're going to stay in the area, can we keep in touch and do a Zoom, every so often, or, once a week or whatever, to keep in touch with how's it going and to hold ourselves accountable, to keep looking and keep networking. So you want to find, just like in the military, you got a buddy to kind of watch out for you, you watch out for them. You got to have some transition buddies. Okay, it's very important because that way you're going through it together and you have someone to meet with perhaps once a week, or if you're local, you could even meet for coffee or something else to sit down and talk about what each other is doing. Encourage each other and support each other. The fourth one, identify 3 or 4 mentors that can help you. So maybe a senior enlisted person, or maybe it's a family friend, or maybe it's another officer, or someone else that has that who's already transitioned or retired before you. Reach out to them and say, hey boss, I'm getting out of the military. Could I touch base with you once every other week or once a month just to kind of tell you what I'm doing and to get some ideas from you about perhaps other ideas that I should be doing that I'm not doing right now. So you want to have, if you want to call it a little board of directors, a little informal board of directors, that's another idea. So get out there, because guess what? If any prior person that got out came to me and said, hey boss, could I touch base with you once a month for 15, 20 minutes about how I'm doing? I'd say, of course. I will never turn that down anybody, and neither will any other leader. They're going to help you. So please do that. The fifth one, look, if you're feeling a little bit under the weather or feeling depressed, talk to a religious leader, talk to a pastor, a preacher, a priest, talk to somebody in that area, a chaplain. Remember, you are not alone, okay? So please talk to other people, especially if you do have a religious affiliation. Use it. Absolutely, positively use it. There's so many resources there at a church or a synagogue. So the seventh one is, hey, join the local chapter of the VFW or the American Legion, because guess what? There's people just like you, and there's people also there, veterans from previous wars, that are contacts, that know people in your community. So take the time and consider joining those organizations. Different VFWs have different activity levels, but check it out. It's a resource for you. An eighth idea is, hey, reach out to the Veterans Administration. And if you're not near a Veterans Administration office, it doesn't matter, because you can go online, you can talk to people online. If you are in crisis, obviously there are numbers to call that you can gain help for whatever purpose because you are a veteran, meaning they are targeted for you. So it's just not the local community, but they are, in many cases, by the way, veterans helping veterans. But most importantly, these are people who are trained to provide assistance to you. So that is another area to consider. Okay, this next one, you may not like it. Exercise. Exercise. Get out there and walk. If you can run, enjoy running, go run. Walk with your spouse or yourself, but do something physical. Do not just sit there on your couch and say, I'm not getting any responses to my resumes. Get out, walk around, do a little bit of exercise. Keep that up. It really allows the stress to be dissipated from your body. 10th one, if you don't have a dog and you have an environment where you could, consider getting a dog. It's amazing, a dog will give you total love all the time. So when you're feeling bad, that dog is going to be there to give you a hug and to be there. And it's going to be also, by the way, encouraging you to get out and walk the dog. And so I can't say enough good things that if you've got the opportunity or the location for the right size of a dog, and dogs need to be adopted. So dogs will love you, and they will be somebody to really help you to get through this as well. If you already have a dog, walk the dog, okay? Get out there and do that. Okay. Number 11, make to-do lists. Make to-do lists. I know that we're used to following standard operating procedures and checklists, especially in the EOD world. Guess what? Make yourself a daily to-do list, or maybe a weekly one. Here's what I'm going to do this week. It's very important that you say, I'm going to reach out to 5 people this week to talk to them, to look for opportunities. Or maybe I'm going to check 5 websites for potential opportunities of what they may have there. Or I'm going to reach out to 5 veterans that I worked with in the military, or find them on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever it might be, and talk with them. So have to-do lists to keep you motivated and to keep you checking off some of those blocks. Okay. All right. The 12th idea, and by the way, there's many more, but the 12th idea, put little motivational Post-it notes, like on the bathroom mirror, like you can do this, or make that phone call, or smile, okay? Because you always want to make sure to do that. You want to have a positive attitude, especially if you've got a spouse and or children. You don't want to be moping or looking like you're depressed. And sometimes you fake it till you make it, so smile. So putting little Post-it notes in key locations on the refrigerator, maybe tape it to the dashboard of your car, make phone calls, check the internet. These little things are reminders, not just in your head, but a physical thing that's somewhere around the house that you're going to see on a regular basis. So that is a whole bunch of ideas of how to, quite frankly, keep yourself motivated, allow yourself not to get down in the doldrums, and hopefully keep that positive attitude when sometimes things can be not always as rosy as you would like them to be. And again, for those of you who are single, transitioning, no problem. Use your friends, use your parents, use your other veterans, use your church, if you volunteer somewhere, use that network of people to help you. For your family, it does make it more complicated, and you always, always, always have to look at you're a team. Your spouse and you are a team. Your kids are part of the team. It's very important that you talk with them, as I mentioned in the previous episodes. Talk about what you're doing. Dad or mom is going out and going to visit a couple of companies. They're going to have lunch or breakfast or a cup of coffee with someone as far as networking. Don't worry, you're working on this and you're looking for opportunities, or you've got a part-time job while you're looking for that full-time job. Make sure you do the family night, whether it's watching a movie with popcorn, or whether it's just going over to the local park, or maybe it's doing something with some other friends, encouraging the kids to interact with other children after school activities. If they're old enough for sports, making sure you go to their sporting events. Maybe you'll meet other parents there and say, hey, I'm transitioning from the military, and this is what I'm looking for, and who might you suggest I talk with in this area, for example? So even going to a soccer game or a baseball game or whatever could be another opportunity for talking with other people. So it's very important that you stay engaged with your family and make sure that you know that we're all for one and we're one for all. This is not just you being that brave soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine. You have to look at it like you are a team, you're a squad, you're getting through this together. It's very important.